Good afternoon. It is another Monday, a beautiful Monday here in sunny South Florida. I am Eric Knowles, president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, and it's Monday Connection. But before we get started, let's listen to one of our great partners.
My name is Amber Longhorn, and I am the Director of Jackson Health Systems Small Business Enterprise Program. Jackson is proud to partner with the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce in bringing you this video series. We hope you'll gain valuable information and tools on doing business in Miami-Dade County, but especially with Jackson Health System. We invite you to visit us online for more information at www.jacksonsmallbusiness.org.
So we're back, and it is another beautiful Monday here in the Magic City, and I'm here with, I mean, this guy here, they say the hardest working man in show business. This dude here, my friend, Mr. Leroy Jones. How are you? You're on mute.
Doing great, my brother. How about you? Thank you for
Doing great, man. You know, it's always a pleasure to be in your company. Um, when I think about the fact that we've been doing these Monday connections, and I think about what you've been doing for 25 years now, roughly?
25 years.
25 years connecting the small business community to opportunities. It's amazing, and obviously your story is amazing of who you are. And I'm gonna let folks get to know you by you telling them a little bit before we go a deep dive into some of the things that you're doing.
So I'm a very, believe it or not, quiet, humble person. I'm originally from Savannah, Georgia. My family moved here to Miami when I was about 9 years old. We moved in the heart of Overtown. Stayed in Overtown till I got maybe about 14, 15, and then we moved to Larchmont Project. So my life has not always been a pleasant one. I got a checkered past, some might say. Um, there's some stumbling and falling along the way. Not blaming anybody for it, taking responsibility for my own situation, things that I've done. Went away for a little while, came back, straightened my life out, and now we're here. So when I came home, I thought it would be best for me to try to create my own avenue or way of life, because given my past, I don't think I was going to be able to find suitable employment that could be conducive to my limited education, my checkered past, and my many children. So I created Neighbors and Neighbors Association in 1995. Became the executive director in 97. And not long ago, maybe 12 years ago, we took over the Black Economic Development doing business as Tools for Change. NANA is Tools for Change parent company. We kept both organizations separately. Both of them function separately, differently. One do loans, one do grants. So I guess I want to end with the part of my story of my life is that, I want to thank everybody who played a part in giving me a third chance and redemption, and seeing fit to let me be able to earn my way to open up some doors, to show that I have some kind of talent that could be useful in our community, in our neighborhoods. And so I oversee a couple of county-wide programs. And so I said to this young lady today who texted me a message when I was on that Zoom with the Beacon Council and those bankers last week. She texted me and told me how proud she was of the way I handled and the way I spoke up for the community and small businesses. And I said to her that that's a part of you, that I'm a part of everybody that I have come in contact with. I've taken something from them that was useful to me and for me. So even you, my brother Eric, I've learned some things from you that I didn't know. And so I absorb things from people that's positive and that can be useful for my everyday life. So I let her know that I am where I am because I took some things from her and pieced all the things I learned from all you together. And now you have the whole Leroy. And so I'm grateful for all the support and, you know, all the recognition. And I want to remain humble and true to myself and true in a nutshell.
Well, you know, there when it comes to you and what you've done, Leroy, like you said, you had some stumbling blocks, and many of us have. Some of us, as you've heard me say, but for the grace of God, you know, uh, many of us have gone down roads, and some of us are fortunate not to have fallen off those roads. But what you have done with your life is truly a testament to people turning their lives around and making something from nothing. Because as you said, you know, when you came home, you realized that finding a job that was going to be able to provide the resources that you needed to take care of yourself and your children was not going to be the road that you would be able to take. So you started something, NANA, Neighborhoods and Neighborhoods Association, like you said, back in '95. And what you have been doing, you know, helping small Black businesses, small brown businesses uh, see their way through some hard times. You know, some of them small loans, whether it was $1,000 or $2,500 or a grant or computer that you gave to a business, help them to take their business to the next level. So talk about Nana and what it is that Nana actually does.
So I'm glad you mentioned about those small grants and sometimes loans. Is that what I found is that the people have been very grateful and appreciative just to have that. So sometimes people look at the amount, but they don't look at what the effects it's going to have on that business owner family, and their employees. So, well, sometimes we downplay how significant a brand new computer could be to someone, or a new freezer that owns a grocery store, meat market, you know, or a truck, cargo van, a pickup truck, how useful that could take them to the next level. Sometimes we don't see the importance of it. We just look at the amount and not the impact what they purchase with it will do. So, you know, I've been fortunate enough to be able to earn my way. And let me tell you, like, it's gravy now, but it wasn't gravy at the very beginning. Imagine the things I had to go through because everybody knew my background, nobody wouldn't trust me, you know. And so it was first said that the first grant that I got, they say, well, let's give it to him. He'll mess it up. We don't have to worry about him no more. And that was in 1998, and here I am still here. And
Right.
and I'm thankful that everybody who took that chance with me, that they was able to see that small grant that they gave me paid off and continue to pay off big time because I'm still here and I'm still serving the people, right?
Right.
And so I'm thankful that everybody that played some role in giving me a chance when some newspapers and some other people doubted me and doubted that I was going to do the right thing, see the completed pro, product that they invested in, that it was good decision.
As they say, that story. They say, don't throw the baby out with the
with the
bath.
bathwater. Yes, sir. So in 1998, former Commissioner Barbara Carey, at the time, which is now Barbara Carey Schuler, called me to a meeting, and she said to me she wanted me to create a program that would help the small businesses in her district, and she wanted it to be simple. And she trusted me to create it because she's been watching all the things I've been doing in the community. At that time, I didn't have any dollars to help out, and she said, one thing I want you to do, I want you to make sure that everybody who comes in the program take a 6 weeks training. And at the end of the training, we'll award them with a grant. And so she said, I don't want you to tell them that they're going to get a grant at the end, because I want to see, me and her agreed that we want to see who was really interested in trying to better their business first,
Right.
without the money. And it was 35 businesses that signed up for the program, and 34 did not miss one day, was not late in the 6 weeks of that program.
Right.
And she was amazed by that. So the Department of Human Services, Dean Taylor, which was the director at the time, allocated $50,000, and I wouldn't say 2 months or 3 months later, they gave an additional $22,000.
Wow.
And but I want to say though, when the businesses got that 1-page application to apply, because it was a 1-page application, they were skeptical because they couldn't believe that the government was going to give them some grant money that didn't pay back. Like, that was unheard of.
Right.
But after that happened, 2 years later, it took off. So it went from 1 district to 3 districts, then 5 districts, then it became a countywide program.
Right.
Years
Let's
later.
talk about that a little bit. Let's fast forward to today. Like you said, now it's a countywide program, and you began this year's allocation, in which each commissioner has a set amount of money, and in each district there are grants that you're giving out. Talk about that a little bit.
So now it's a countywide program, and each county commission district equally share an allocation that voted on by the BCC, and they share the money equally. So when you look at those applications, you'll see some districts offering 10,000, some offering 5, some offering 2,500, but all of them got the same amount. It's just that some districts want to offer more to make a bigger impact, and some want to offer less so that they can service more businesses. But each one of them have the equal amount of share, no matter how much the maximum amount of business can apply. And so each district has a selection committee separate from my office and my staff in the commissioner's office that review the applications and make the recommendations.
Wow. So for clarity, commission districts 1 through 13, they all get a set amount of money, and each commissioner basically makes a decision on what that grant amount would be. Either it could be 2,500, some commissioners make it 5,000, and some make it 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So though obviously the ones who make that grant 10,000, they're limited on how many grants they give out, but they're given more money. And the ones who do 2,500 obviously are able to give out, impact more businesses than just the ones that are given 10,000.
Right, but even the ones that give out 10,000 or 5,000, they can still give out less. So the less amount you can receive is 1,000.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And, right. So you can't receive. We don't give out. They don't,
depending on what your needs are.
Right, depending on what your needs are, and when you apply, most times they'll ask for the max. But then the selection committee might decide to not give 5,000, but give 2,000. Then they'll tell us what they'll use the 2,000 for. It don't have to be the same thing, as long as the guidelines or what they can use the funding.
Right. So I know this year, some have already expended their allocation, and some haven't received their allocation yet, or have all of them received their allocations now?
So that's a good question. So none of the money. So right now they're in the review process of the applications in some of the districts. So they're getting ready to make their selection. All the district applications have came out so far, except for District 3, District 7, and 11. And I want to say 5 is about to come out.
Okay.
But all the rest of them is either closed or the only district right now that's open that have not closed, I want to say, is District 8.
And which commissioner is that? Do you know?
That's the new commissioner for District 8. That's
Okay.
Danielle.
Danielle
Cohen. Yeah,
Right.
Higgins.
That's down south.
Right.
So you would recommend that anyone who's listening to us that may want a grant through the county, through the mom and pop grant, to reach out to their district commission to find out whether they have expended it, whether it's available, or whether it still hasn't hit yet.
So you can actually go on the county website, Miami-Dade.gov.
Okay.
And you can find out each commission district will have its own link to the mom and pop, and it'll tell you if it's available.
Okay.
But just because it said available don't mean that it's closed out. It can be not available because they haven't listed it yet.
I got
Okay.
it.
But District 1, 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, and 12 are all closed.
Okay. Okay.
District 13 is going to be released. I'm thinking this week. District 8 is still available. Right. Well, their application is complete. They just haven't. The day for them the last day for them to submit them is March the 19th. So even if you go on 8 now, you can't get an application because the time period for you to get application is closed. But the time period for you to turn it in is the last day is March the 19th at 4 p.m. But you might know someone that got an application that kept an extra copy, or they can copy one for you.
Okay.
But the last day for you to get one was March the 10th.
Okay.
But
so now,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so District 7 isn't out yet. District 13 isn't out, and District 11 and 5 is not out.
Okay. So the other thing about this is every year. This isn't just a one-time deal, right?
No, this come out every year. Usually, people start asking about it in January. So if the county commission approves it in the September budget, the funds becomes available October 1st.
All right.
But because we going into those holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, usually the commissioners and the selection committee, the commissioner's office and selection committee want to wait till January after we get all the holidays out of the way.
Right. I guess the other thing is they spend that money on some Christmas.
So the good thing about it is that like they have to turn in invoices that have been paid already, and they have to show us a credit card statement or debit card or a cancel check showing what they use the funding for.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's switch to tools for change. So that was Nana and the mom and pop grants. Let's talk tools for change. What is their mission?
Okay. So Tools for Change was created around in 1980 during the McDuffie Rebellion incident. And so it has had some stellar people serve on its board. We was fortunate enough to be approached by the community about 12 years ago and asked that will we consider stepping in and taking Tools for Change under our wings, because at that time the executive director was given the opportunity to work for the Liberty City Trust. So I did a little research. I went to my board and spoke to them about it. They told me, if I want to consider doing it, then they'll bless me. They'll support me. And so we took it over. It had 2 employees left at the time. One had just passed away, and we kept those 2 employees, and they still work here now. Leroy and Mr. Young, and they have a separate office in the same building that we in. I'm the director of both. Both have 2 different board of directors. Tools for Change really do loans. But last year we was blessed by Miami-Dade County Public Housing and Community Development to reach out to us and Partners for Self-Employment for us to partner in giving out $5 million through the Global Loan Program. So the money was equally shared by NANA, by Tools for Change, excuse me, and Partners for Self-Employment to make grants, loans that can be forgiven in a year if you maintain the employees that you have.
Hold on, back up. So you said you through Tools for Change and Partners for Self-Employment
Mm-hmm.
through the county through PHCD, you were given $5 million to
Yes,
give
sir.
loans to businesses, but if they did the right thing, those loans would become grants.
Right. So up to $25,000 based on how many employees that you can approve that get a W-2. So not 1099s, because 1099s are not employees.
Right.
So employees that you documented during the pandemic that you have on staff, that money is to keep those employees. And if you prove in a year, then it's turned into a grant.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it, you and I talk all the time, and that money was from COVID money that the county received. I believe the county received almost $700 million overall, and they did a lot of different things in supporting businesses, restaurants, this program that you had, and the list goes on. We're getting ready to receive, the county is getting ready to receive more monies from this third round of PPP money. And my understanding is that the first time the county got its money, and it then also divided money to the very municipalities that we have. We got 34 municipalities.
Right.
My understanding this time around, they're going to give their county its money, and they're going to give each municipality its money separately.
That's my understanding too.
Right. So I guess my point that I'm making, or I want to make, is that there are probably going to be some more programs to help small businesses. And the one thing that I say, the challenge for our business is that they don't have the back of house together, that they don't have their paperwork together to apply for these loans. So I know that's something that you do on a consistent basis, is helping these small businesses get them, as I said, get their back of the house together.
So here's the challenge. What we knew all the while, because we've been helping businesses for 25 years and Tools a lot longer than Nana. Believe it or not, more people know Tools for Change than Neighbors and Neighbors Association. And I've been giving out grants since 1998 through the Mom and Pop Grant Program. But when you call the name Tools for Change, more people can identify it because it's been around since the 80s, right?
Right.
And so what we found is that most people in disadvantaged neighborhoods, they raise up a little money. They talk to their family and friends to help them what they dream and their ideal. They go in business. One mistake they make off from the very beginning is that they look for a place to rent, and usually they look for the cheapest place they can find. And the cheapest place, in a lot of cases, not the best place, because they'll be located in a place where people don't patronize or need their goods or services. So instead of them finding a place that will be suitable to what they're trying to do, where people in the general facility might want to use their services or goods, it might cost a little more, but you'll end up managing longer. So because of the cash flow they have, they look for places that are very cheap, and usually they don't stick around long enough because the product or the services is not needed. So that's a mistake they make right off the bat. Another mistake is that, and I think now with the age of the internet, that has helped a lot. So you can go online and find out almost anything you want to know.
Right.
And back then, that wasn't the case when I started. You would have to get your information from another business owner, or you will wing it in the prayer what you think is going to work. So the good thing about it is that the internet has create a whole new genre of people that have the expectations to go in business and make it possible for them to learn quicker, and not only that, build relationships, especially with the Zoom now. So you can just sit on your phone at home or on your computer and go on Zooms and be in trainings all day. So right now is the time where we in this pandemic where you should sharpen up your business skills, not about more so about money. And I know money is what everybody's looking for, but if you actually know how to maintain your business properly and get the certification and the license that you need, a lot of times that will outweigh the money, the small money that you get. So both together will be good. So I want to say they don't and you know, a government can take a little of the blame too, because sometimes you can go to the county department and get a license, and they don't tell you're supposed to get a city one before you get the county if you're in a municipality. You
Right.
pay for it, and that's it. And you find out 10 years later, when you're applying for the mom and pop grant program, that you don't have a municipality LVT, and you're supposed to have one, but you got a county license and then supposed to get it until you got a city one.
Right.
You know, and vice versa. You go to the city, pay for it, and the city person don't tell you, look, you pay for your city, now go to the county because you need to get one from the county. And then you end up applying for money, all this money that's around now, and you don't have what you need because you didn't do your homework, or somebody in government didn't tell you you need this and this and this and this.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, that's, you know, you talked about Zoom and businesses going on Zoom and learning. Well, this is definitely being a teaching moment right now, because I'm sure a lot of people are learning some things that they didn't know listening to you. Before we go, one last thing I want to talk about: Circle of Brotherhood.
Yes.
And what you've been doing in the community. You know, we talk about men being missing from our community because they're either locked up or they're not standing up to the responsibilities that they have. So talk about that just a little bit.
So I get to talk about 3 things that I love dearly. That's Nanitudes for Change and Circular Brotherhood on this
Yes,
one
sir.
Zoom. Man,
Yes,
that's,
sir.
I hit the lotto today. So Circle of Brotherhood is made up of primary men of color. We have some Hispanic ethnic brothers that's in the group, very few though. That our mission is to solve our own community problem. So a lot of people think that I'm a founding member of it. I'm not. I came in, I think, in the second year of the program, the organization being around. I was asked to come in to help restructure it and save it, and bring some new men in. And what I'm proud of is this: these last 2 weeks, we've been signing every guy up, every man that's in the Circle of Brotherhood. We've been signing them up to get some free life insurance, because in our community, so many people die and don't have money to bury or even cremate their loved one. I remember when I was a kid, the insurance person would come in the house, go in the kitchen, get the thing off the wall, get the book off the wall, sign the book, get the money out, and put the book on the wall, and you see them again next month. Well, now the insurance person don't come around every month to do that no more.
No.
They send you the invoices in the mail, you pay. And so we was able to talk to the board and the board members and say, look, man, we want to make sure guys that's in this group can have some life insurance in case something happens to them, where that we don't have to worry about calling around and running around for money. And I'm so thankful that every guy that's in the group, have insurance or not, and I have insurance already, and I still took advantage of the $10,000 life insurance policy, free of charge to every member, paying member or not, that would at least take some of the burden off their family.
Right.
And so that's kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff the Circle of Brotherhood, like that is a huge accomplishment in our community, particularly with the type of with black men. who in most cases was missing, and I'm one. You know, almost all my children grew up without me being here on the streets, right? That we took that bold step and say we're going to make sure that we take care of our members. And so we do a host of things. Food
You
drive.
know what, Leroy?
Yeah, brother.
We're gonna come back and talk about the Circle of Brotherhood. We could take up all day talking about the Circle and what you're doing. So, I want to thank you personally because I'm one of those brothers that was able to participate and get that $10,000 worth of free insurance. So thank you for, that. The one thing about you, man, is that insight that you have, that you looking out further than most people. So and I truly appreciate that. So we're gonna come back. I almost want to say let's do this again next week. I don't know who I have scheduled for next week, but I might have to bump them out and bring you back next week. So we can.
I don't want no problems now. I don't want to bump nobody out, and they say Leroy bumping me. So if it's somebody that's all right with me, I don't want no problems, bro. I don't want no problem with nobody. Listen, if anybody got anything disagreement with me, that's strictly them on them, not on me, boy. Because I ain't no player hater, and I'm there for everybody. I ain't got no problem with nobody. Leroy Jones ain't got no problem with nobody. I ain't looking for nothing.
So we won't bump anybody out. I gotta check with Paris to see. I know she got somebody scheduled, but just in case she doesn't. And if she doesn't, we're gonna bring you back.
I would love to, brother. Like, let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you, I can't begin to tell all of you how grateful I am, bruh, for this opportunity, man. Because, bruh, I really don't supposed to be here right now.
Trust me.
I'm supposed to be in my 30th year in prison right now. Like, I don't supposed to be here. I was given an opportunity, bro, and I'm not wasting a second of it, right? And all the wrong I done, I'm making it right. I'm doing everything I can to change as many people's life as I can. And listen, I'm doing it from my heart, not for no money, none of that, because I really want to make up. I'm really trying to do my best to make up
and you
all the mishaps I did.
You are doing it. You ain't trying, you are doing it. And I mean, we didn't even start talking about the school.
Right. It's a lot we can talk about, bro. It's a lot.
So, like I said, we're going to come back, but I just want to thank you for today, man. I think this is the longest interview I've done. I've done interviews with, we've been doing this almost every week now for almost a year. And this is probably the longest one. And it's not even about the fact that it's longest. It's the fact that we're having a conversation and the things that you're doing are important. We need to share this information with the community.
Thank you, brother.
Not that anyone else that I've had on before wasn't important. And I don't want nobody to be hating on me either.
and thank the chamber for honoring me last year, bro. For honoring me at the last award banquet I did, bro. Thank you.
Man, you see me wiping my eye. It actually brings tears to my eyes knowing what you do and knowing that you are so selfless in what you do. You have affected so many lives and you continue to do that. So, like I said, I could keep talking and I know you can keep talking and we can sit here all day and talk about what it is that you're doing. But this has been the Member Connection. Let folks know how they can get in touch with Nana or Tools for Change.
So they can call Nana anytime at 305-756-0605. Again, Neighbors to Neighbors Association, 305-756-0605. And the Black Economic Development, everybody know it as Tools for Change, at 305-200-5568. That's Tools for Change, 305-200-5568. So please get involved, get interested in any programs we got. If it's something we can't help you with, we'll be happy to try to refer you to someone. But it's so much an opportunity right now for small business. I would just hope that you will get the training, the education, and care more about that just as much as you care about getting some dollars. Okay? Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. And if you want to know more about the chamber, You can call us at 305-751-8648, or you hit us up on your website, www.m-dcc.org. This is another beautiful Monday here in the Magic City. There's been Members Connections with Mr. Leroy Jones, Tools for Change, Nana, Circle of Brotherhood, and so much more. So, brother, have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Talk
Thank
soon.
you. Thank you. Love,
Thank
brother.
you.
Love.
Love you, brother.